All right, stop whatever you're doing for a second because this one's wild. Today, the whales in crypto went on a shopping spree and a juggling act all at once. And I don't mean a few million here and there, I mean billions of XRP moving like it's pocket change. Ripple locking coins away like they're hiding treasure, and big wallets quietly scooping up hundreds of millions more. Now, when we see moves this massive, it's not just noise. It's signals. It's like watching billionaires reshuffle chips at a high stakes poker table. They don't move this kind of size for fun. And that means we, the little guys, have to ask, are they stacking up for something big or are they baiting us for a trap? So grab a drink, settle in, because today's breakdown is a full-on whale story. And by the end, you'll know exactly what to watch over the next few days so you don't get blindsided. Let's paint the picture here. In just 8 hours, whales shifted over 1.3 billion XRP. To put that in perspective, that's nearly $500 million sloshing around in less than half a day. Think about that. Entire mid-cap altcoins don't even have that much supply, and these guys moved it around like it was spare change. And it wasn't just a couple of transactions. We're talking chunks of 500 million XRP being shuffled, then another 500 million, then hundreds of millions more. These weren't retail investors panic buying or selling. This was orchestrated whale action. But that wasn't the only twist. Ripple itself locked away 200 million XRP into escrow, and if you're newer to XRP, escrow is basically Ripple's way of controlling supply, like locking treasure chests so the coins can't flood the market right away. It's meant to stabilize and reassure investors, but it also creates scarcity when timed right. And on top of that, the cherry on the cake, over just 2 days, whales quietly bought up 250 million XRP from the open market. That's straight accumulation. Wallets in the 100 million to 1 billion range stacking up. So, in the span of 48 hours, we saw shuffling, locking, and stacking. 3 moves at once. That's why everyone in the community is buzzing about this, because it's rare to see all 3 signals overlapping in one burst. Now, let me walk you through this like a movie scene, because honestly, it plays out like one. Imagine, late at night, the ledger lights up. A massive 500 million XRP leaves one wallet and heads somewhere new. The market barely flinches because whales know how to move quietly. Then a few hours later, boom, another 500 million shifts. And everyone watching Whale Alert goes, wait, what's going on? Then just when people start speculating, Ripple jumps in like the main character of this drama and locks 200 million XRP into escrow. That's like saying, don't worry folks, we're tightening the supply right as the market's heating up. And while that's happening, behind the scenes, whale wallets are gobbling up another 250 million from exchanges. If you picture it visually, it's like one whale moving tokens across the board, another sealing coins into a vault, and a third quietly fishing more supply out of the ocean. This isn't random. When moves this large cluster together, it's either coordinated action or at least whales responding to the same signals. And to me, that's what makes it feel like we're not watching background noise, we're watching Act 1 of something bigger. So let's break this down, why this actually matters. First, supply squeeze. Anytime Ripple locks away coins, it reduces immediate circulating supply. Less supply against stable or rising demand means upward pressure. That's basic economics, and whales know it. Second, the accumulation story. When wallets this large quietly buy, it's a vote of confidence. Big players don't waste hundreds of millions unless they see potential upside, or they're positioning for an event. Whales buy dips when retail is nervous. They buy quiet periods before news. So seeing 250 million snapped up is like seeing someone with inside info leaning heavily into a position. Third, the market context. XRP is sitting right around $3, testing resistance. And if these moves were happening at $1.50 or $2, maybe less important. But at $2.98 to $3, that's the exact point where a push could mean a breakout into the $3.30 to $3.60 range. Combine whale stacking with a supply lock, and you have fuel plus a match right at the door. Now here's the caution flag. Not all whale moves are bullish. Some are distribution, unloading coins slowly, or moving into exchanges for later selling. Escrow locks happen regularly, so you can't take everyone as bullish. And some transfers are just rebalancing or custodial reshuffles. That's why we can't blindly assume whales equal bullish. We need context, and right now the context looks like a buildup to a fight at resistance. So here's the real suspense. Picture whales as chess players. Retail traders are pawns. We move small, quick, emotional. Whales, they're kings and queens. Slow, but powerful. Every time they move a billion tokens, it's a strategic shift. Now the big question, are they loading up to ride the wave with us? Or setting the board for a rug pull when retail FOMO's in at $3.10. We've seen both in the past. Remember 2018? Whales pumped into resistance, then dumped billions, and retail got crushed. But we've also seen whales accumulate before massive runs. And right now, with October catalysts, potential ETF rulings, Ripple's ongoing battles, and Bitcoin itself pushing higher, we're right on the edge. Whales don't move this much without a reason, and honestly, it feels like we're watching the setup to a big reveal. So here's your playbook for the next few days. Number 1, track exchange flows. If whales send these billions into exchanges, that's usually prep for selling. If they pull coins off exchanges into cold storage or escrow, that's bullish. Number 2, watch support levels. $2.80 to $2.90 is your lifeline. If we break down there, momentum dies. If we hold, pressure builds. Number 3, watch resistance. $3.10 is the big one. Break with volume, and whales probably push us higher. Fail, and this whole drama could reset lower. Number 4, keep an eye on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin tanks, whales often dump alt holdings to cover. If Bitcoin rallies, whales get bolder in accumulation. And number 5, news catalysts. Mid-October SEC ETF decisions could be the fuse that makes all these whale moves look obvious in hindsight. So here's the bottom line. Whales aren't just moving coins around, they're playing a long game. Today's story gave us 3 big clues: massive transfers, supply locked away, and accumulation. That's not random, that's strategy. Now, whether this ends in a breakout to new highs or a fake out dump depends on what happens in the next 48 hours. But one thing's for sure, ignoring the whales is like ignoring the weather. You can't stop the tide, but you can surf it if you know when it's coming. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll be back tomorrow to track what these giants do next. Because in this market, following the whales might just be the smartest move you can make. Also, you can find in the description down below a referral link to BTCC. This crypto exchange has been around for 13 years. You get access to over 300 crypto futures, up to 500x leverage, and there's no VPN or KYC required to get started. Plus, you get a 10% deposit bonus, and that can go all the way up to $10,055. Again, that link is in the description down below. Thank you. Also, guys, you can find me on Blue Sky, and I am also on Patreon. So thank you so much to my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members. God bless you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.